soul of the lost withdrawn from its vessel.
Demon's Souls is a modern classic, made all the more impressive by Bluepoint's new PS5 remake. But while the visuals and sound design have gotten a beautiful new coat of polish, the bones remain largely the same. So make no bones about it, you're going to need some help. Here are 8 things that Demon's Souls doesn't tell you. Most shields you get are essential not only for blocking incoming attacks, but performing perfectly timed parries by pressing L2 right as a blow is about to land. However, not all shields are built equally. Some are lighter, with less melee damage reduction, but can still parry attacks. Others, however, like the hulking steel shield, provide a huge amount of defensive bonuses, but are too heavy to parry with. They can still have unique uses though. Big shields can often be used as a damage source all on their own to crush unwary foes. A little known stat in the top right corner of your equipment screen is your equip burden and your weight ratio. Your equipment load measures your total weight while carrying the items you currently have equipped. That's the right and left hand weapons, 2 rings, and your 4 armor slots. You won't be able to surpass your total equipment load number without raising your stats to increase your load. Your weight ratio measures your maximum load divided by the amount you're currently carrying. At a lower ratio, you'll be able to dodge very quickly from one spot to the next. However, surpass 50% weight ratio, and your character will only be able to roll slowly along the ground, known in the community as a fat roll, and this puts you at greater risk of not getting out of the way in time. For most players, keeping your ratio under exactly 50% is key to being able to stay mobile, and those who forsake this threshold should only do so with a good amount of armor and a large shield. It may seem impossible at first, but there is a way to kill the Vanguard demon you face early on in the tutorial. You don't exactly need to, but it will provide you with a small amount of extra items to give you an edge for the rest of the game, as well as a visit to a secret area. If you're feeling gutsy, just try to stay behind the demon at all times and attack his backside after one of his swings, and be ready to back off if he hops into the air. But if you die, that's your one and only chance gone. Without re-rolling another character, of course. Like all From Software games of this type other than Sekiro, you can't just pause the game to get a reprieve from combat. But there is one exception. Utilizing Demon's Souls photo mode pauses the game entirely while you line up the perfect shot, but it can also be used to strategize. By default, you need to access your tool belt via the touchpad to get to the photo mode, but you can actually configure your controls and the options to customize what the touchpad does, and access photo mode simply by touching either side of the touchpad. Those who fondly remember resting at bonfires in the Dark Souls series may be surprised when interacting with an Archstone only gives you the option to teleport and not to rest up and recover. It is actually still possible to rest at these Archstones. You need only select the area you're currently in. The fog will envelop you, and you will be healed while the game respawns all enemies in the region. World tendency is arguably the most well-known secret in Demon's Souls. You'll see references to it everywhere, including in your character page, but knowing what it does is often left up for new players to discover themselves. In short, your actions in a world can shape the tendency from neutral to white or black. Kill bosses and demons, and it will move to a white tendency. Die and lose your body form, or kill NPCs you shouldn't, and it will move towards a black tendency. In white tendency, enemies have less health and don't hit quite as hard, but the potential rewards that they drop are not going to be as valuable. In black tendency, not only are the enemies harder and the rewards they drop greater, but there will also be extraordinarily tough Black Phantom versions of enemies that are even tougher than normal. If you manage to get pure white or pure black tendency on a level, you can also experience special world events. Doors that are normally locked will be opened, pathways that were closed off will be available for you to traverse, and NPCs that always seemed out of reach can now be interacted with. Be sure to re-explore worlds as you progress further and shift the balance to see what else may have changed. Once you're killed, you'll be stuck in soul form, denoted by a light blue glow, that will have your HP until you can claim a demon's soul for your own. However, regaining your old body form and your full HP will put you in the crosshairs of invading players, so be wary of any enemy players who may decide to come hunting. If you have several usable items equipped, and you find yourself dying mid-fight because you couldn't find your moongrass, try holding down on the D-pad to quickly cycle to the first item you have equipped in your consumables. Usually, this should be your most plentiful moongrass, so it makes it a lot easier to find it in the middle of a tough fight. Note that you can also equip items to use quickly in your tool belt by hitting the touchpad, but items cannot be listed on both tool belt and your quick inventory list, so choose carefully. And those are 8 things that Demon's Souls doesn't tell you. We have plenty more game help on our wiki guide on IGN.com, and in the meantime, be sure to check out our review. And for everything else Demon's Souls, keep it locked to IGN.